Hello, this is Joshua for Frost Dragon Designs, and today I'd like to talk to you about my Pizza Reaper Heart Enamel Pin. The Pizza Reaper is part of my Cute Cat Pin subscription club. Every month, members of the club get a new cute cat pin sent to them directly in the mail. If you join the club anytime in March 2025, the first pin that you'll receive is the Pizza Reaper. Now, let's get into the design. Sometimes I like to do what I refer to as mashup pins. Now, what this really is me taking two designs that I have done in the past and kind of mashing them together into a new unique design. In this particular case, we are mashing up my Kitty Reaper, also known as Death and Coffee, with one of my pizza pins. It really doesn't matter which one, but in this particular case, it was my Pizza Corgi. I think overall I've released maybe 6 other pizza pins. They're fun. I might release more in the future. I always enjoy them. I like pizza. Anyway, sometimes I release these pins just because I see 2 of my pins and I'm like, you know what would be fun? Let's combine these 2 ideas. And, so I do. And they usually turn out really fun. This particular case, though, it's that. Yes, I thought it would be fun. But I also wanted to give new life to the Kitty Reaper. The Kitty Reaper was a very popular pin that I designed. It was one of my favorites personally. I think I originally designed it and released it through a Kickstarter in 2020? That sounds right. Anyway, it's a very popular pin that I designed. I've sold several hundred of them over the years now. But you know what the problem with things that become popular is, especially in the pin world, is that they get bootlegged. And what I mean by this is people who are not my production partner, people who are not my manufacturer, they will trace photos either from my website or from my Etsy shop or from people's reviews that have photos, and they will make their own mold. It's usually got some differences, usually smaller, and they produce their own pins of my design, illegally, without my permission. And they will sell them very cheaply on AliExpress, on Temu, all those sorts of places. And they'll sell them for like a dollar. And so that's a huge problem. I issue copyright takedown notices against them all the time. It's one of my monthly tasks is I devote, an entire weekend basically each month to filling out paperwork for copyright takedowns of people who are illegally selling my designs. But it's almost like a game of whack-a-mole. For each shop that I get shut down for illegally selling my designs, 2 or 3 more seem to spring up, and they don't seem to stop until they have sold through however many thousand bootleg pins that they've produced. And if the design was popular enough for them, if they sold them fast enough and made enough money, they will have even more of them produced, and they will just keep selling them. These people are in other countries. Reaching them through legal means would be extremely expensive, and I would probably never see the money back again that I would have to spend to try and stop them through various court systems, international court systems. The other super annoying thing that will happen then is as I'm selling my actual pin of this, the hard enamel version, I'm the original designer, people will, do reverse image searches, and they'll find these basically people who are bootlegging and selling illegal copies of my pins on Temu or whatever, and then they'll send me messages or leave comments on my Instagram or my YouTube, and they'll be like, "You're a drop shipper. I can get that same pin for $1 on AliExpress. You're scum." And I'm like, well, no. I mean, the people selling them on AliExpress are, but I'm not. I'm the original designer. But they don't care about facts. They just care about mudslinging and their initial hot take that I'm a dropshipper, which obviously, as the original designer, is not exactly a fun thing to hear people call you. So sometimes what I end up having to do is I just retire a design. Sometimes it's not worth the fight. But in this case, I really did like the Kitty Reaper, so I thought, you know what? Let's give the Kitty Reaper some new life. Now, and what's actually kind of funny about this, though, is that I chose to do that through making a Pizza Reaper. But the pizza pins are another one that has some bootleg problems. Here's one of the bootleg pizza cats. This is not actually my cat. It's my box and my pizza that I originally designed, but they have replaced my pizza cat with what I can only imagine is somebody else's cat. I can't imagine that they, took the time to create their own cat character. I mean, because that's not what the bootleggers do, right? They do cheap, fast stealing of artwork. In this case, they stole the pizza box from mine and probably the cat from someone else's pin design. and they made their own mashup, which, you know, is kind of ironic, I guess. Anyway. But that's what led me to making the Pizza Reaper, is because, you know, I was kind of sad that I retired the Kitty Reaper, the Death and Coffee pin. It was one of my very first pins that really kind of took off and became very popular. I think it was responsible for a good bit of growth in my Etsy shop, which, you know, is still to this day a big chunk of my business's sales, although there's also a lot of sales that come through my website, that come through my backer kit projects or Kickstarter projects, or wholesales. So how do I stay ahead of the bootleggers and the art thieves? I just keep creating more stuff. I outpace them. You know, they're always going to be out there. I'm always going to be fighting them. I'm never going to just, you know, cede things to them. But at the same time, I recognize that anything I design is not an evergreen type of situation. It'll eventually, you know, fade in its sales anyway, although it fades a lot faster when people are bootlegging them. But that's the name of the game, you know, as long as I am still a creative person, as long as I'm still drawing things every day, I'm confident that I'm going to stay ahead of them in making awesome things. And I truly appreciate your support of my artwork. Anyway, if you've enjoyed my ramblings today, enjoyed seeing me design this pin or mash up things and design parts again, please go ahead, like, and subscribe. I try to release at least one new video a week, sometimes more, sometimes less. It's because life gets in the way, but I would love to have you along for the next video. So thank you so much for your time, and have a fantastic rest of your day.